Welcome to another edition of the Everlast Power video series. In this edition, we're taking another look at the PowerMTS 250S. It's a Synergic MIG, TIG, and stick welder with a 9-program memory. We'll be taking a brief look at its welding capabilities by demonstrating much of the welding on a project building an outboard mud motor for a small flat-bottomed boat. This project called for primarily MIG and TIG welding on steel. First up, we'll take a look at the welder operating in full Synergic mode. Since this is an important feature, all of the MIG welding has been done in the Synergic mode. In this series of clips, we're welding 2 long seams. The metal is about 3/16 of an inch thick, and we've ground a small groove on one side. Both sides will eventually be welded, and the outside weld will be ground flat for appearance. Notice that very little spatter is coming from the weld. This is in part due to the good Synergic pairing of the amps and voltage based off the setting of mild steel and .030 wire we entered into the unit. Here we have the finished results of the weld after the weld was ground flat. You can see no porosity or wagon tracks. The weld is smooth and you have a good blending of the filler metal and the base metal. Here is an additional weld made with the welder in the Synergic mode. You can see that it's relatively clean and the toes are nice and even. It's fully wetted in. The unit features pre and post gas flow. This is an excellent feature for making high quality welds with little or no porosity at the start or the finish of the weld. Here we are making 2 tack welds. You can see how shiny and clean they are. Even though the light is dim, you can still see the weld standing out. There's no porosity. While we are discussing Synergic MIG, we have included a short test of the unit in the stainless mode. The welder welds smoothly with little spatter. Now we are welding a flange to a 6-inch piece of Schedule 40 pipe. The weld must be small but strong to allow room for the bolt heads to fully seat against the flange. We welded this all the way around. We used the DC lift start TIG function of this unit. Notice how the restarts are smooth and the arc transfers easily. We used the foot pedal during this process with a slight pre-flow and about a 5-second post-flow. As a note here, normally you'd weld the flange like this all the way around without stopping, but because the camera was in the way, we had to stop and reposition the flange, and we could only weld about 30 to 45 degrees at a time before we had to stop and reposition. Here you can see the lift start in action on a small touch-up area. We'll repeat it so you can see it again. And again. Here's the finished result. The seam is smooth and sides are fully welded. The joint has been left untouched after the weld, so you can see how clean and smooth the weld is. Here's a brief segment on stick welding with a 70 series welding rod. Notice how smooth the arc is and how low in spatter it is. That concludes our welding demo of the PowerMTS 250S. We hope this has helped you to understand what a smooth and capable welder this really is. If you have any further questions or comments about the PowerMTS 250S, please give us a call at the number listed below.